This is the 4-jaw vise. Now I have a 4-jaw vise, nearly. I don't know how I managed to do it, but I managed to drill them off centre that way and off centre the other way this side. So I'm going to slit it on the thinner sides. That will allow it to release a little bit. They are at this side here, at the outsideness. It's 15.9, but in the centre there's a burr, 15.7. So there's 0.2 mil burr in that. It's halfway down because I tried to drill it from both sides because the drill was getting stuck, and then I realised it was tapered. I did the same on both sides. And this one here turned out at... oh, hold on, no, let's get in the hole. 15.92, so about the same, but in the centre, 15.76. So I've decided that is good. Now, I've been wanting one of these because I've had the occasional operation where I've got close, really close to the centre, and I've been finding it difficult. So I've got a half dead centre. I don't know how good it's going to be. Just got it out the packet, as you can see, and apart from the protective fluid on it, which is a bit greasy, that looks half decent. Of course, my lathe at the moment takes MT1 stuff. I've been holding off ordering MT1 stuff because eventually I will make an MT2 quill. It's on the list of things to do. The other thing I've been doing in my nights this week is this parting tool holder. Now I run a 251 series, 250-1 series, Aloris style tool post, and it's the wedge type, because I got told they were the best ones to get. And when I ordered this, I measured the gap from there to there, and it ended up being 14 mil. Now I'm pretty certain if I'd have ordered a 14 mil piece of high-speed steel and it was 14 mil way down, it would have probably fitted. Although the surface finish in the two lands was atrocious. And I started stoning it because this parting blade is 14.2 on that side and 14.3 on that side. Fair dues, gives me a bit extra, but it wouldn't fit in, and it's tapered. Let me get the other one. And I ordered another one as well. Now the difference between these is, this is a 5x14B, so this is a 5 mil. This should be 5 mil. 5.1. And it should be 14. And of course this one is 14. This didn't fit in neither, to be fair. I did try this one as well, it just didn't fit in. And that's parallel, so I can use that as a parallel. That's where I was going wrong on my other parting blades. And the other parting blade is here, and that's at 3 mil. Now that's all well and good, this parting blade, and since I've sharpened it and honed it and reduced the flanks, it's worked brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly. It nearly cut through some hardened steel the other day. It was very close, but it just rubbed a bit too much and made it harder. I think it was stainless I was cutting through. And then it became impossible to cut. So I gave up. I've got it here somewhere. Okay, so I've got the back rake marked on this. I got it wrong for a start. This side line, which is going up at that kind of angle, and I've got that marked. I'm going to cut these off with a hacksaw, maybe. I was just thinking about it again and thinking, I was going to hacksaw them off to save material, the two 14mm sections, but I've still got to face them off. I was trying to eliminate taking the 4-jaw out and then putting the 3-jaw in, but well, I've just thought about it. I've got to face the backs off anyway, so I might as well just get the 3-jaw out, saves hacksawing them, part them off, try the new parting tool out. Yep, that's going to happen. So we're up close and personal and we're parting off. For some reason it doesn't part off all the way to the face. But good enough. Better surface finish on the second one. The reason why I've got a bit of concaved area there, it doesn't matter about the concaved area really. Sorry, it's convex, not concaved. It's because the parting blade wasn't quite right. Second one way better. They are within reason, the same height. Yeah, 14.3. So obviously I started at the same and then yeah, 14.6 in the centre. .7 in the centre. That was slightly worse. That's because the parting blade wasn't set up properly. But it is the first time I've used it, and it doesn't really matter on this particular part, but I can't use the block of the parting blade tool to set this blade up. I'm going to have to use the blade itself and probably tram it in. And then that's going to be holding the 4-jaw centralised on that 60-degree centre in the centre, as you can see, and then I shall do the machining, turning them at certain points to different angles to cut off certain different shapes and hopefully end up with 2 hold down clamps, both identical. Should be a laugh. I have my favourite way of setting up the collet chuck in the 4-jaw, and I've clocked it in. It is absolutely running true. Yeah, do you agree with me that's running true? That's absolutely perfect. So the reason why I've got it running off centered like that is because I forgot to drill it. And this should be giving me 2mm off centre cutting. So I can measure that now. It's 16 mil. So we should be getting I've got 8 on one side and 8 on the other. Maybe that's not off centre enough. Should be. Should be getting 7 and 9. Can't really see it with that. Let's see what we are getting. Yeah, 6.96 and 8.99, and we'll drill a centre hole. Try to anyway, without snapping the drill. And that should be enough to start a drill in there. So that's an M3.5 metric 3.5 mil drill. That should give me clearance for an M3, because I think I'm using M3 hardware for this. So I have measured many cap screws. I don't have a 3 mil, an M3 cap screw. So I've measured 4 mils, 6 mils, 8 mils, 10 mils, the head dimensions on them, and I've decided that it's probably going to be 2.5 mil wider than the threads is the cap, which means I need a 5.5 mil end mill to go down on this. I don't have one, I've got a 6 mil. Saying that, actually, I might have a metric, so I might have an imperial one closer. So instead of knackering up this one, it's bound to grab and spin, this is brand new, I'm going to find an imperial one. I'll be back. So I found a dull 732s, which I've just dressed with a stone a little bit. Hopefully this will do it. I'm going to be using the same set as what I usually do to get a depth, so I'll show you that. Out here a little bit. Yeah, you can see that now. But I won't be doing it like this, will I? Because clearly that hasn't moved yet. So I won't be using it like that. Well, I'm going to have to come up with something else. Okay, so what we've got is this situation here. And the chuck will definitely move. So I'm going to force it all the way back. We've got a bit of cosine error going on there. .1 of a mil, less than 0.1. If you want that in thousandths of an inch. 3.5 thou. Okay. But when the chuck does the ode, as it's grabbing and what have you, then as you can see, the in and out we can get right. Get back onto millimeters. Push it all the way in and zero it out. I was pretty certain it was 9.5 mil. I'll do a double arithmetic check. So I'm going in a depth of 3 mil. I'm going in a depth of 3 mil. You can see that. 3 mil. And I'm completely lost now. Oh yeah, okay, so we'll cancel that out. The length of the part is 7.5 mil. Minus the 3 equals 4.5 mil. We've got a total length of the part of 14 mil minus the 4.5, and that means I've got to go in 9.5 millimeters. Wish me luck, because it's happening now. Don't know what's going to happen with this at all. It's been held in a chuck. It was blunt, it had a burr on it, and I've took that off. Let's see what happens. Bring it up to 0. Should be touching any second now. Seems to be cutting fine. Seems to be cutting more than fine. Seems to be cutting great. That's 1 mil. 8.6. My measuring system broke down. Stop. The measuring system broke down at 8.6. So we've got 0.9 to go on that. 0.9. Phew. .9, and that was fantastic. And we've got 1.6 mil showing there. Oh man. Right, let's bring this all the way back until it's a stop. Oh, it's flexing everything. And how much can it do? Let's bring it back to a stop. There. 0. Should be able to do 10 mil. 9.6. Why is that in? Ah, it's getting seized up on itself. Oh, the things that happen, eh? Yeah, it can do 9.6 mil without seizing up. So there's a bind on it. I'll readjust for that. So let's readjust for that. There. Zero. Yeah, there we go. We can get the 25 mil out of it now without any bother. So we'll bring it up to there and we'll give it a few millimeters of backstroke. Zero it out of that. Make sure we're not going to fly off it. Oh, it's going to fly off of it. Got to readjust for that. And bring it up a bit to about there. It's adjusted better than it was before now. And make sure we can do a full 10 mil. Yeah, no worries now. Back to 0. This gets a bit temperamental now. If we keep on going backwards and forwards, it will suddenly shoot up by 1.27 mil. Anyway, next. So this part is finished. As much as I can do in this bit here. The nice flat bottom down there. Okay, cool. Next part. So we have a 4-jaw chuck here. It's loosely attached. We've got the items clamped in the forejaw, or in the fixture plate, and I haven't tightened up these outside jaws yet, so it's still loosely attached really. They are hammered into position, but still loose. These two jaws here are clamping pretty tight, and we have two or three thou run out. This is a half thou indicator or 5/10,000th indicator, and 0 out there. I'll count them up. 1, 2, 2 thou. That's pretty tight all the way around now, and half a thou run out, just about a thou. That's the high. A bit more than that. A bit more. There we go. How's that looking? It's hardly moving now. That's pretty cool. Right, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. And found the bottom of each low, and then put a square against it. It was resting in a V block, and I found the bottom of each low, put a square against it, and drew a line up as best as I could, but it wasn't mega successful. So looking back at this, I'm now going to take this off, this bit here. Probably not, because I've just ballsed it up by putting it upside down. So I've got to take it all out again. Turn those pieces around 180 degrees, so this face here is against the chuck, because if I start cutting on that side, it will be knackered. Both of them will be knackered. Happy about that? Oh well, that's the way things go. So I've got to do all that again, but so I've got to blue it all up again, put them in this V block, find the low, put a 90 degree mark down it, do all that, line it up to the marks I've got on the front of me fixture plate here. Oh man. But put them in the right way this time. Hey ho, that's how it goes. So you have the two pieces now correctly orientated, I believe. Yep, they look correctly orientated to me. And I need to make that part. So I'll need to bring the two surfaces together for a start. I think just face them off. See if I'm going to be able to do that without any kind of damage occurring. Bring it out a little bit so it's not catching into that hole. So they are not at the same height. I'm just going to try and bash them in a bit more, to be fair. See if that makes a difference. So get ready for a big knocking noise. think that one was sticking out further. Just want to see if I can get it any further in. If not, too bad. They'll be whatever they are out, 0.2 mil, whatever. So that one's touching, and that one isn't. Yeah, there's a bit out of it. Right, so I'm going to trim them both up. If I put the lathe into gear, I will. So I'm locking the saddle off. You can't see that. I'm just out of shot. Saddle is locked. Feed in 3 thou. I think I want to power feed this, so I'm going to engage the gears. The things get noisy. So yeah, I'm touching both now. Yep, both are getting touched now. Okay. Taking us about 2 thou at a time. Nothing serious, like, you know. Another 2 thou. Just a little bit more. Try another 2 thou. That should just about have it. We have a touch. Let's see on the other side. Oh, we have a serious touch. So we'll zero that out and see how many thou we've got of a serious touch. About 10 thou difference, not a problem. Okie dokie, we'll bring that out to there. Take all the backlash out, zero it. There. Let's have a look then. So that's the inside radius taken out, more on one than the other by 10 thou. Well, that's 60 thou, which is 1.5 mil taken out. Okay, looking good, looking very good indeed. Now I need to take the back side off. Ooh. And also well, I could take off 5.5 mil now down to the radius I require. So let me just find out the radius I require and I'll come back. So they have not turned out according to plan. They're pretty crap really, but we'll see. I've got the toe clamp that I want. It's got a hole through it. I'll cut it off to size. You never know, filing it might make it look good, but to be fair, I don't think I'm going to bother turning it around to different angles and taking more of it off to make it look more streamlined. It's not great, and that's being kind to it, saying it's not great. It's pretty rank, to be fair. It's not square, it's all over the shop. So it was worst case scenario really, but I did try. I've put a bit of a chamfer on it, but even that's going on the piss, so it's not looking great. You never know, they might work, but they won't look great. Even with mass amounts of filing, they're going to look terrible. Absolutely terrible. But that's the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it, eh? Okay, I don't know how well this is going to work, but it is certainly funny. So I've got an old lathe block tied up in the 4-jaw. I've got that, we've got in back gear. I've got that so the centre line, so that is on centre. That's the centre of that, well, it might be slightly below centre, but yeah, it's approximately on centre or slightly below. Maybe slightly ahead. I think I might have to adjust that. Might have to slightly adjust it. And I'm going to fly cut the front of my milling cutter just to make it absolutely true, because it pulled a little bit under the welding. I've been meaning to get round to it. I need it, and I need it to be absolutely mega true. So I'm just going to true it up with a fly cutter. Here we go. Not sure about how good this surface finish is going to turn out with this boring bar, so I'm going to put in a carbide boring bar once I've got 100% clean up. Just got a bit more on this top corner, a bit more on this top corner, so I'll try one more 10th of an inch. I'm missing a bit down the bottom here, but there's nothing I can do about it. I'll have to stone it off or file it out to stop the slider mechanism from binding up at the bottom here. It won't be a lot. I'll leave as it is. 2/10 of a millimetre. It's some amounts of a millimetre. Here we go. Last cut, I think, before putting some carbide in. So the camera did something and I don't know what happened, but I took the casting out, attached it to the milling attachment after I'd done the truing up, cut that land there, and then I made this bit here, which isn't quite right yet. Still got another 0.1 to take off of it. It fits in there now, but it's touching the bronze wash at the moment, so I'll take another 0.1 off of it, and that will be in there, something like about there actually, in there about there, shaped, so it'll be more in, and that's where the hold down clamp will be holding on to, and the T-slot is lined up to where the clamp needs to be. I'll probably need it to be about there, and that will get rounded and chamfered and all those other good things, so it's sort of like doesn't protrude past the engineered surface here. It'll be in there, and then the little hold down clamp will go on it. And I've just fetched the hold down clamp. There's the hold down clamp, so that will be on that plinth, yeah, in there somehow. I might actually get it this time. It'll be like that a little bit, something like that, but more straight, and you know, that's what the clamps look like. So I've got a chamfered section to help the hold down action, so when the bolt pulls on it, it's going to pull forwards, and that's the profile I got on the top of it. And that'll go in there. Well, it'll go around about there somewhere. Should look pretty cool. Hopefully. Yeah, I did quite good. It still needs a bit more deburring doing to it, but didn't catch it all, so it's just the way it is. I weren't messing about with the camera, I was concentrating too hard and turning these to the right angle to get some kind of symmetry going on. It's not perfect, as you can see, but for what I was doing and how I was doing it, turning it with a spanner, undoing 2 jaws on the 4 jaw, turning this to a different angle, and then clamping the 4 jaw back up again, I did a really good job. It's turned out really good.